This is President's Day. Why not bring in Republican presidential candidate Ben Carson to talk about the passing of that gentleman on the other side of the screen? Doctor, welcome to the program. It's very good to see you with us.
Thank you. Good to be with you.
Republicans in the Senate say, wait until there's a new president before we get a new Supreme Court justice. What do you say to that?
Well, I understand why they say that. You know, the Supreme Court has turned into something very different than it was originally envisioned. It was supposed to be composed of outstanding Americans who wanted to preserve America based on our Constitution. What it has turned into is a lot of people who are ideologues, who have their ideals of what things should be and want to create law rather than to interpret law based on our Constitution. That being the case, it is perfectly reasonable for the Republicans to say, we know what kind of individual we have as president. We know what kind of people he will appoint based on what he's done before. Why would you put that upon yourself and upon those who are coming after us in future generations? Why not let the people decide? The people will decide in November what direction they want this country to go in. And if they pick a Democrat, then they'll get the kind of person that the president would have picked. And if they pick a Republican, it means they want to go in a different direction.
But, sir, it is the president's job to nominate a replacement for Justice Scalia. That's his job.
No problem.
That's his constitutional duty to do that. So he is going to do it. And if Republicans if Republicans block that nominee for the rest of the year, they'll look like obstructionists, won't they? They'll lose politically.
I don't think so. I think many people in America know exactly what is at stake here. And they've seen what's been happening with the Supreme Court, the kind of rulings that have been coming out of the Supreme Court. They know how that's affecting their freedoms, and they don't want more of it. So, I think it's time for the Republicans to put a stake in the ground. Basically, and if that causes us to lose, and if people say that's not what we want, then people will get what they deserve.
Okay, Dr. Ben Carson, standing on principle. We appreciate that, and thanks very much for joining us, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.